Hello again, everybody. I'm Paul the Nitro Skywers, and welcome to this edition of the Nitro Corner. We got ourselves a great show this month. We'll have the newswire looking at Hell in a Cell from back on October 30th. Our thumbs up, thumbs down. And then in part 2 in our analysis, I'll talk about Charlotte Flair, SmackDown versus Raw meeting tomorrow night, the Survivor Series. I'll have my analysis of that. I'll talk about Ring of Honor, including the Kingdom and the Tag Team Championships, plus Trivia Time's back. 2 whole new Trivia Time questions, our time machine, and some major announcements at the end of the show for the month of December. So without any further ado, let's begin with the Newswire. WWE had their Hell in a Cell pay-per-view on the WWE Network on October 30th of this year. The results are as follows. In the pregame show, Sin Cara, Lynn Storado, and Cedric Alexander defeated Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, and Ariane Daivari in 10 minutes. Pretty good 6-man tag to get the pregame show started. And then the pay-per-view itself. First match, Hell in a Cell. Roman Reigns defeated Rusev in 24 minutes and 3 seconds in a Hell in a Cell match to keep his United States title. It was a very brutal fight right to the end. Great job by Reigns keeping the U.S. title. In the second match, Bayley defeats Dana Brooke in 7 minutes and 45 seconds. In the third match, Gallows and Anderson defeated Enzo and Big Cass in 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Then, match number 4, Universal title, Hell in a Cell, as Kevin Owens defeated Seth Rollins in 23 minutes and 21 seconds. Thanks to Chris Jericho's interference, the 2-on-1 attack is just so overrated. It diminishes the meaning of a steel cage match when you have to take 2 men to beat 1 guy inside Hell in a Cell. Really? I think this will diminish the meaning of the Universal title reign of Kevin Owens. Remember, champions win on their own and not with help from Chris Jericho. And you could put me on the list, Jericho. I don't really care. Next up, Cruiserweight title on the line. Brian Kendrick becomes the new champ as he defeats T.J. Perkins in 14 minutes, 14 seconds. Congratulations to Brian on that victory. Next up, WWE Tag Team title matchup. Cesaro and Sheamus defeated the New Day by disqualification in 11 minutes, 21 seconds because of the fight outside involving Kofi Kingston knocking out Sheamus on the floor. That resulted in the disqualification. And then the main event, perhaps one of the greatest women's cage matches of all time as far as I'm concerned. Charlotte defeated Sasha Banks in 23 minutes, 21 seconds to become now the 3-time women's champion. Congratulations to Charlotte for that one. Definitely a match of the year candidate, as I mentioned. One of the greatest steel cage matches, women's steel cage matches, of all time. I would rank that in the top 5 greatest cage matches of all time as well. Great cage matchup to finish the pay-per-view. Moving on now to thumbs up, thumbs down for this month. Thumbs up to Braun Strowman. Boy, he's making a name for himself on Raw. What a dominant, posing individual Braun Strowman is. And I'll discuss his effect for Team Raw coming up in the analysis in part 2. Thumbs up to Charlotte Flair. Yes, she is now the 3-time women's champion by beating Sasha Banks in Hell in a Cell, participating in one of the greatest women's steel cage matches of all time as far as I'm concerned. Thumbs up to Sasha Banks. In losing, you're winning. Sasha Banks, great effort in the end. Really came through. Was a tough loss, but a great win philosophically and emotionally for Sasha Banks. Even though she lost the championship, she earned a whole lot of respect that night. Thumbs up to the Kingdom. I'll talk about them in the analysis. They upset the Bullet Club in the 6-man tag team title tournament. Tremendous win for the Kingdom. Look out for them in the near future. Thumbs up to my man, James Ellsworth. Once again, he is so over in Germany as well as in the United States. And from what I heard, he just got signed to a WWE contract. Congratulations to James Ellsworth. One half, formerly known as one half of Pretty Ugly. Yes, he competed for 1CW in Camden, Wyoming, Delaware. I remember that. James Ellsworth, big thumbs up. Watch out for this guy. This guy's going to be a major impact player in the WWE. Thumbs down, Kevin Owens. Really, Kevin, does it take you and Chris Jericho to beat Seth Rollins? Couldn't you use your ability as a great wrestler? But no, you need Chris Jericho. Oh, by the way, Jericho, I don't care if you put me on the list. Put me on the list. I'll keep criticizing Kevin Owens for 2-on-1. Why don't you put yourself on the list for screwing that one up too, Jericho? The list, please. Thumbs down to Chris Jericho. The list is overrated. Why don't you put me on the list? Heck, I deserve to be on the list. Let me write myself down there. Paul Skyvers, top of the list. Criticizing Chris Jericho. I'm on the list. Who cares about the list? Really? Thumbs down to the cabinet. Cabinet, really? You had a chance to advance into the finals of the six-man tag title tournament, and you just come up a bit short there. And now, all of a sudden, you're no longer the cabinet. You're now just another team as far as I'm concerned. No longer the cabinet and no longer in range or in view of any competition. Thumbs down to AJ Styles. AJ, really? Now you're complaining about Dean Ambrose beating you to become #1 contender? Now you two are bickering and arguing for Team Blue? Really, AJ? You may be the face that runs the place, the champ that runs the camp, but then now you got to face Dean Ambrose TLC match on December 4th. That's going to be interesting, but AJ, please stop complaining, stop bickering. You're the face that runs the place, aren't you? And thumbs down to The Miz. Yes, he regained back the Intercontinental title, but this past week on SmackDown, and once again, thanks to Maurice interfering, he can't win on his own. Either he needs the Spirit Squad. Oh, God, I hate that gimmick so much. Then and now, male cheerleaders in professional. I was like, really? And then Maurice sticking her little hand in there to help you win the match. Really? Can't you win on your own? And that's it for thumbs up, thumbs down for this month. That's it for part 1. When we come back, part 2, I'll discuss in my analysis on Charlotte Flair, this weekend's Survivor Series main event. And we'll talk about Ring of Honor, The Kingdom, as we mentioned earlier, and Hangman Page, plus trivia time and our time machine. And don't forget, I'll have that big announcement about December in part 2. So until then, I'm Paul the Nitro Skyver saying we'll be right back with part 2. So long, everybody.